What do we got?
Coming off a big win, another good
Yep.
road win for your team, but even more importantly, heading into a bye and allowing some bumps and bruises to get healed up.
Yeah, we need. Your point is well taken. We need a bye in the worst way. Probably could use one, couple more, but it is what it is. We had a really good practice today. I was impressed with our team, as I said last week, this team has practiced well all year long. In my opinion, Ted, you're out there every day, so but it's I think they practice pretty well. But a lot more pep in their step today. A lot of young guys got opportunities today they haven't, they won't normally get, and they played pretty well, and the future's very bright. And but it was a good spirited practice today. But yeah, we're trying to heal some wounds, and I probably won't have a whole lot of information if you want to talk about specific guys who's going to be able to come back. I think there are some guys. I knew Abdullah was out there running around today. He did everything. He looked pretty good. He looked like he was hungry to play. So I look like hopefully that'll happen. So, but with that, I'll leave it up to you. Questions?
Career day for Tommy, obviously on Saturday.
Pretty good.
Both on the ground and through the air. Was that kind of his ball game from start to finish? Was that a bit more the game plan?
Yeah, I mean we've kind of moved that direction a little bit, and he did a really good job in that game. Obviously, I can't remember the last time a guy had a 500. Maybe Trey Roberson, huh? Probably had that kind of game. Trey's pretty good, but yeah, he was really good. But it was a great game by time. I thought the quarterback room, I kind of called them out a little bit. Both guys the week before, I didn't think they had the game they should have had or could have had the week before, and they really responded. Both guys really responded well. Rubley came in cold and threw two really good throws. He had really accurate, what people call dimes. Very accurate, very good throws. And one was a touchdown pass. We don't score, and who knows what happens in that game. He took us down and scored, and that was an excellent job of coming off the bench and being very accurate and going to the right guy, and was really good as well. In the short time he was in there, but he did a very nice job. But yeah, Tommy had a fantastic game. And it's good to get Xavier going too, and both he and Sobkowitz were pretty solid. I thought. X I think was a newcomer of the week, and that's great. And but those two guys played well as well.
This type of week, since you have the bye, the younger players, you're fast tracking, trying to develop the depth a little sooner for some of those guys, just in case.
Well, I had a media person yesterday. He said, "Coach, I did we here at forget the outlet he was at, but he said that we did a study on your participation in that game Saturday. Do you realize you had 20 guys who played in that game that were true freshmen, redshirt freshmen, or true sophomores? 20." He goes, "That's amazing." I said, "Wow, that is amazing." I didn't expect to have that this year. It seems like we've been there for a while, every year. And this year we know why. It was injuries, and some of it's been transfer stuff. That's part of the world we live in. We still like to develop young players, high school players. That's kind of our deal here. And for the most part, a lot of them have stayed, which has been great. But yeah, we had a lot of young guys in the game Saturday, and that could be the reason why we started both quarters. In the first half, we played pretty well in the first quarter, and played really well in the third quarter, at least defensively, but didn't play well in the second or fourth defensively. So it might be because of that, but. I know people get tired of hearing that, but probably going to hear that's going to be college football, and you're going to have new guys almost every season. So I hope we don't have 20 next year, but we've been kind of doing it all year. We started during training camp because we lost a few guys in training camp that we had to bring along quicker than we hoped, and want to bring them a little slower, but it is what it is. But yeah, and there's some guys in there that we're looking at, from a recruiting standpoint, if we're going to take another this or another that, and seeing how they're coming along, kids that may haven't played a whole lot this year, but most of our young guys took a lot of the reps today.
Who are some of the young guys that have really impressed you as they progressed this season, or especially with Saturday too?
Well, there's been a ton of them. The running back, Lawson's been really good. I didn't expect Wallace to play. He didn't play a lot Saturday, but he stepped in and played and started a game. He's done well. Landon Woodard has played, quite a bit of football. Started all season, has done well. So those are guys that come to mind. Think of some young receivers. Lloyd was doing well, so he got hurt. But there's some other guys that are Tommy's doing pretty well in the slot. He's a good player. Defensively, our young DBs. There's been quite a few defensive backs that have done a good job. You don't normally get the injuries back there, but we've had to deal with. But we've played, quite a few young guys in the secondary, and they've done a pretty good job. That's maybe why you're seeing a lot of X plays. We call X, but our staff calls X, but I call big plays, is because of young guys are maybe not in the correct concept, missing a tackle on a critical part of the game, and it's common. So you don't want it to be, but sometimes it is when you got young players back in the back half of your secondary. But they're going to be good players. But those guys have done well. I think of Tion Parks he's going to be a good player. I like him a lot. Of course, MJ Cannon he's still I think he's a sophomore now, right? But he's still got a big window. I mean, a big ceiling, I should say, to get better. So he's a guy I think off the top of my head has been a good player. And there's even more than that. So, the true freshman playing defensive end, he's been really good. Ben Harmon. I mean, we did not expect Ben to play this year at all. He's probably the biggest surprise. To play in the front seven on either side of the football as a true freshman is really difficult. And we've made the decision, in case you have the questions, we're not gonna redshirt him. He's gonna play. He has to. He's came up with another sack on Saturday, and he's a good player. And he's didn't expect to, but there he is. But he's probably the biggest surprise in my mind.
Coach, if DeAndre and Hodgson both would not be able to play the next game, you got a number of pretty good young safeties there.
We do. You would probably, Taylor would be one of them. What's that?
The wire, too.
Jack, you would be one as well, correct? So we have some guys there that can play. A guy from Orlando, Florida. I'm having a senior moment. Evan Sierra.
Oh, yeah,
Evan.
yeah.
Evan's had a, he's a good young player. I like him. We moved one of the corners into safety this year. He's a true freshman. I don't think you'll see him this year, but I hope we don't get to him. I shouldn't say that. Shouldn't say that very loud. Because he's not ready to play, but he's going to be a good player. He's long and athletic, and he's going to be a good player. Yeah, got some guys that you got to take a few of those every year. You got to take at least 4 or 5. Keep. There's a little, especially in the modern era of football. You played nickel and dime a lot. Played a lot of nickel, and we don't play a ton of dime here, but have in my past played dime quite a bit. Particularly when you get 4 and 5 wides, You want to play man coverage. Those slot corners that play inside your nickel and dime have to be more corner types than safeties because they have to be able to run and cover. So.
How about Ty? Will he have that surgery, or will he not have to have it?
He'll have it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Will he be able to play next game?
Yep. Well, we think so. Yeah. We think so. I really can't get into specifics, but he could, if there's something else in there, he'd probably have to sit for 2 weeks. But right now they don't expect that, and it's happened here before. Yeah, I'll just tell you that we've had this sort of surgery in the week of the kid plays, so it's not the first time, but it's not ideal. But Dr. Seidel does a great job, and our training staff, Andrew Brubaker does a great job of casting that, and it keeps it from being an issue. So I think he'll be fine. Everybody say a prayer tomorrow.
You got another trick if you had that cast on the other day.
Well, yeah, he would have. I think he could have knocked it down. God, his dad wasn't too happy with him. At least you could have knocked it down. I said, yeah, I would have said the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, it went right between his hands. I mean, it was a touchdown. Oh my God. You don't get those opportunities, and it'd been a huge play in the game. Wouldn't have been so much drama had that been made.
Has your brother played any at all?
No, we're redshirting him.
You
Yeah,
have to play him 4.
4. Yeah, he's not.
Playoffs don't count either, right?
Right, but he hasn't been. He's an outside backer. He's not an inside guy. So.
He looks damn good when he plays.
He is. He's going to be good. He's going to be really good. But right now, we're just he's been up and down in a 2-point and a 3-point stance, I believe, in high school. I'm not sure exactly how he was used, but he's on his feet exclusively here, and so it's been a little different for him. And he's a very good athlete. I shouldn't tell you who the best athlete is, but I will someday, and make one of them awful mad. I want to keep them both happy. Yeah, no, but he's a very good athlete. Yeah, he's long, and he's one's a little more experienced. Yeah, they're both good players, and we want to make sure that he's ready to play when he gets out there. But fortunately we have he's basically a jack. We have some pretty good jacks. So.
But he could play now that you got 4 games left.
He could.
And playoffs.
Yeah, he could. I don't know if he's ready yet. I don't think our coaching staff.
Playoffs count, Ted.
They do count? Oh, okay.
Playoffs don't count.
They don't?
No.
That's a new rule.
Mm-hmm. They do not count. Mm-mm. You can play 4 and then the playoffs, and it doesn't count. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good questions. Yep.
Coach, you got 4 left coming down the stretch.
Yes.
Here.
Our last.
Kind of where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe a game better here or there.
Yeah, maybe maybe you think you should have won that game, but you end up losing the game, and all of a sudden you gotta steal one now somewhere down the road. I don't. I think we're like a lot of I think the Dakotas and us are in an interesting situation, and it'll be interesting. Missouri State's not eligible to play, so it's good as they're playing. But they'll have a factor. They'll be a factor in it because they're playing awfully well, and as they move out of the league. But there's some good. Northern Iowa sitting there. They're very good. They're always good, and as is Youngstown. Youngstown's always a very good football program. North Dakota's a good program. Indiana State does Coach Mallard does a great job over there. We've been in some dogfights over there, and.
You're in the playoffs, Coach.
What's that?
You're in the playoffs.
We are in the playoffs right now. Yeah, none of them are. All 4 of these games will be very difficult. I will tell you. We needed it's fun to be here. To our players' credit, I got after them at halftime, but I want to give them a lot of credit. They did respond in the second half, and we started well. We just did some weird stuff in the middle of that game, and just lost our intensity for a second. I brought that to their attention at halftime, and they were able to. And they responded really well, I thought, and played well in the second half, and did a lot of good things. So, I don't know if people really realize, but it's hard to win on the road in Division I football. I mean, I don't care what conference you're in, but whatever league I've ever been in, it's been tough. It's tough. It's why there's nothing more fun, in my opinion, than going on the road and winning as a football team. It's just a great ride home, and it's just an awesome experience. And we've done it 3 times now this year, and that's good. But we'll have 2 more that'll be very, very tough, and we'll have to play well. And we have two home games left that won't be easy. We know that, and deep respect for all the teams we play. But teams coming up, a lot of respect for these guys coming up. So we'll have to play well. But I'm very proud of our team. They've had to go through a lot of adversity, and some of these guys haven't played a ton of football, as you know, and they've really worked hard to try to get prepared and get ready, and so they didn't let the team down, and they've done really well, and I'm very proud of them so far. So today doesn't surprise me. I'm glad. I thought today was one of the better off days, off week, bye week days we've had in a long time. These guys were very good. So see if we can do it 2 more times and give them some time off.